Welcome to the OMG Talk podcast with Paul Finkelstein. Great advice and talk with small business owners, workaholics, and whiz-bang entrepreneurs. Here's your host, Paul Finkelstein.
Okay, here we go.
And then I thought I should see a timer. Do you see a timer on the top right?
I do. It's at
Okay.
16, 17 seconds.
Okay, so the recording timer is only for you to see. I can't see it as a guest.
Okay.
So I didn't know that, but I guess when people come in, they'll see it. I did make it on the bottom, so there's no waiting room. So I guess we might get interrupted if I have to show you how to disable the waiting room so that the waiting room actually comes back on, and then you're going to get a pop-up if somebody tries to come in, and then you could decline them or accept them based on your gut feeling, I suppose.
Okay.
I figured that it's disabled. So you see on the bottom, there's a control button that's got a line through it, like in bowling. It's got a slash through it. In the middle, toward the middle on the bottom, there's a circle with a line through it.
Let me tell you what I see. I see unmute, and then the toggle video, toggle audio, start the chat.
It's toward the right side, but toward the middle.
So there's leave. What is this? Explore the Skyverse. Share with anyone. Waiting. Oh, here it is. Waiting list. Now I see why you said it's like a bowling ball.
Is there a slash through it?
No.
Okay, so tap on that. Tap on it once to get the slash on there. So you're disabling the waiting room.
Okay. So
now there's a slash?
I don't really see a slash. I see a person, name, waiting for, accept all, and reject all.
Oh, not on the pop-up that comes up, the bottom circle.
Okay. So back.
Yep. You can X out of the pop-up.
Yeah.
But on the bottom, there's a slash through it or no slash through the waiting room icon?
No slash. And
right,
it keeps bringing up the...
Right, so tap on the circle to get the slash, so it turns off the waiting room.
Yeah, it's just that it's not doing that.
So tap on it again.
Tap on it twice?
Yeah,
no.
Go ahead.
No, it's still not.
It's a break.
Well, there is an enable disable admission, which is
yes, that one. Do that. Yeah. Do the enable disable.
That has a line in it now.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, so with the line through it, that means that the waiting room is disabled.
Okay, got it. And then with the line off, a little green button came up. Okay, so disabled successfully and enabled successfully. Okay, got it.
So now it's disabled?
No, you want me to disable it?
Yeah, now disable it so that you don't have to worry about the pop-up, and then you could re-enable it about a quarter of.
Okay.
Or maybe 6. We might want to make it 6 because, I really hesitate because I'm like hoping it's 5:30 now and we're the only ones here. I'm like, where are all our guests?
Yeah. I hope the fires are okay where Mary is.
Oh, where is she?
No, Mary Stanley.
Oh.
Up by, she's in Minnesota, I think you said, and up by Canada. You were telling me about another button. Something that had a square with like a cross in it. There's a Skylar Connect, which looks like that, and a whiteboard that looks like that.
Hang on a sec, I'm looking here.
Okay.
Somebody said to me in a text, where's the link? Very confusing. I'm like, are these people speaking English or what? I know I'm being recorded, so
they're speaking text or chat ease.
I need to be nice, so I'm going to just type in this test link, but she probably didn't find it on the website. So Biz meets Toastmasters heading. That's what I'm putting in the text now. I put Biz meets Toastmasters heading, so when she goes over to omgtalk.com, or he, I think that was a he.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah, I kind of have the links HTTPS OMG Talk. I have that memorized. And for YouTube, omgtalk.com.
The YouTube link? You memorized my YouTube link?
Oh, look at yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Oh, hello.
Were you here last week?
Were you here last week?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't online last week. I think
Okay.
Okay.
I was there at the meeting you guys had, right? I think, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, at Azalea?
Oh, at Azalea?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
all right, that's where you met.
Good to see you online.
Good to see you online.
Yeah, I'm an online person. I'm online 24/7.
Great. Me too. Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Do you have any kind of or is it just me getting an
I'm getting feedback as well.
Yeah, I am too.
Oh.
Is anybody on both their phone and their internet?
I'm not.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know other than I'm lowering this just in case.
Maybe it's the mic thing. I'll try to mute my side.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it was Sam. And so Mary's here, but I think we should start Ruth. And I know Ruth had started the recording. That's our minute taker. So I'll start as our. Can you hear me, or am I cut off?
I can hear you.
I can
Okay, good. Because sometimes I'm talking, I see you, and I'm like, I gave Ruth the organizer controls so that I'd have a backup just in case my Wi-Fi goes kaput. But that being said, thank you guys all for coming. As acting sergeant at arms, we'll start off the meeting with our inspiration, which I'm going to use the inspiration since some of you didn't hear it from last time, which is by a guy with the initials JV, or Jimmy Valvano. And if you don't know him or not, you might not remember some of the quotes in his 48-minute speech. And that was, he believes that success is equal to you plus motivation. So you plus motivation equals success. And he put them on bookmarks everywhere. He had this quote: "The Lord must have loved ordinary people because he made so many of us ordinary." And here's your dynamic inspiration for you. He said this: every single day in every walk of life, ordinary people do extraordinary things. Every single day in every walk of life, ordinary people do extraordinary things. And that's your inspiration for today. And if you were volunteering to do inspiration next week, we'll make sure that we clap for you as well and get great applause. And it's the smallest speech you'll ever do at a Toastmaster meeting. So thank you, Paul, for that inspiration for today. Next up is our Pledge of Allegiance, because I believe that Ralph Smedley started Toastmasters on October 22, 1924. Not the year, but 6 days before my birthday, as you might have heard me say. I'm going to keep saying it. So if we could stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance in honor of Ralph Smedley. And here we go. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
with liberty, justice for all.
Justice for all.
Thank you so much, Ralph. And now I have a word of the day that call up the work from Arian, which I volunteered to do, unless Ruth also has another one. I think we have Sam doing that.
The feedback is back.
Well, Sam, you might have to keep yourself muted until we call on you to at least minimize the amount of feedback. But that being said, our word of the day, I prepared one for all of us to try to use in your table topics, as well as speeches. If you're a business owner, which I know we have at least 4 of you beside myself, that is welcome to do a speech. And the requirement, in case somebody comes in, Mary could help me out too. You can copy and paste the link from the ONG Biz Cafe and put it into the chat. Anybody that wants to act a speech who comes in while we're table topics, we're gonna have to mute you, Sam, because it's echoing on everybody. Sorry about that on your end. We'll have to troubleshoot that later. As acting sergeant at arms. So where was I? So the word of the day is attitude. What a wonderful quote according to these situations. So the definition of attitude, I actually looked it up. A settled way of thinking, feeling about someone or something, reflected in someone's behavior. And here's using the word attitude in a sentence. Ruth Fieldbeck has a wonderful attitude being Toastmaster of the evening. And of course, all of you too, because you guys are all here. So thank you guys having for a great attitude and coming to the OMG Talk community and Biz Meets Toastmasters. All right, so give yourself a round of applause. We're going to go into our club president pro tem is going to do our self introductions. So I'll just say your name and you just say where you are. And Trish got here just in time for self introduction. So let's start off with Trish and put her on the spot. And if you could tell us, Trish, your name and your city and where you are right now, if you're ready. It's just self-introductions, Trish, from your... I'll give her time to warm up. All right, Mary, show us how it's done.
Okay, now can you hear me? I am Mary Stanley from Children of the Cornland, Medford, Minnesota.
And that's a self-introduction. And then Ruth Presley, unmute your mic and tell us... Everybody keep yourself muted, I guess, until speak. Yeah. Go ahead, Ruth.
Hello, everyone. Ruth Presley from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My business is Love Yourself Healthy.
Okay, thank you, Ruth. Yeah, we're just doing names in the cities right now. And then next up, Sam, you could unmute yourself. We'll give you a chance to say your name and your city, state.
All right. Sam Silva from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Thank you so much, Sam. And I didn't hear any echo there, so you might be safe. And Ruth,
too much of technology. I just shut up one. So
yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm hearing it again. Yeah. All right, Ruth Fieldbeck, tell us your name and where you're from.
Thank you, Paul. Ruth Fieldbeck in Lantana, Florida, South Florida.
Thanks so much. And Trish, if you're able to unmute your mic and tell us your name and your city and state. You have a chance to try to unmute yourself, Trish. She's actually a club member also of the OMG Talk community, Biz Meets Toastmasters. Thank you for joining, Trish. And we're almost on our way, maybe halfway to becoming a charter club officially with Toastmasters, which will open up a whole lot of doors and windows for communication, leadership, and public speaking. It's not just public speaking. All right. Our next thing to do after self-introductions, we'll come back to her. We'll be nice about it. We can segue a little bit. Is Ruth Fieldbeck is our Toastmaster of the evening. She'll be running the meeting today. So tell us about the 3 parts of Toastmasters, and I look forward to having a great meeting. Ruth
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Pro Tem Paul. I'm Ruth Fieldbeck, your Toastmaster tonight. Today is August 18th, and I'm sure that we're all in an attitude to interact, so it's going to be a great meeting. The 3 parts of any Toastmaster meeting. The first part is the table topics. The second part is the prepared or just organized speech, depending upon who prepared for tonight and who's just going to wing it and make it like a prepared speech.
Oh,
And
there's no winging it, by the way, because we have at least 4 or 5 businesses here. They are really prepared all their lives to do a 6-minute speech on why and how they did their business.
that's
But keep
right.
going.
And
Keep going.
thank you. And the third part is the general evaluator and the evaluations, which is how we learn. And it's usually done in the Oreo cookie style. So get ready for sweet treats as the meeting progresses. Our helper tonight is Paul Finkelstein, and he's using the tag method for the timer, the counter, and the grammarian. And as Paul alluded, we can think of the roles that we want for future meetings. Paul, tell us about the tag and how they help us during the meeting.
Yeah, it'll keep it easier because usually we don't necessarily say tag, but it helps us to remember, especially if one person is doing all the 3 roles. So you guys can focus on table topics and the meeting itself. But first we have our timer role, and I'll just be keeping track of time during all parts of the meeting. That's all I'm going to say for now. But our Toastmaster will call on me to say the timing parameters for the different parts of the meeting, especially table topics, prepared speeches, and evaluations. And then our ah counter, I'll try to keep track of the ahs, ums, likes, so's, double clutches, double starts, which are interesting things that could distract us from being a better communicator. And then the grammarian, as I alluded to earlier, attitude is a word of the day. Try to use that word in your table topics, in your speech about how and why you started your business, or if you're going to do an evaluation, which I think it's just going to be maybe Ruth Fieldbeck and myself. Maybe we could piggyback and do 3 evaluations for Sam, Mary, and everybody else. All right, we'll figure that out as we go. That being said, those are the 3 helper roles, and I look forward to helping us learn and grow and becoming effective leaders and communicators and public speakers. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Ruth Fieldbeck.
Thank you, Paul. The first section is the table topics. Who is table topics master for tonight? Paul, is that you? Thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Paul, please tell us the purpose for the table topics and tell us the timing parameters and how you're going to designate those.
Yeah, absolutely. The purpose of table topics is not to stump you, is to help you think better on your feet, and be a better effective speaker in an impromptu setting. The table topics timing parameters. At 1 minute, you'll see this green piece of paper. At 1.5 minutes, you'll see this yellow piece of paper. At 2 minutes, you'll see this red piece of paper, of which you'll have, and it's pretty silent. You can't hear me flapping at the wings, right? Then you'll have 30 seconds to wrap up. So 1 to 2 minutes and 30 seconds to wrap up. And we'll start right away with our table topics. I'll get my trusty timer out so you can see it on the screen over there. And I also have some table topics prepared for you in this trusty little box over here. You didn't just see that, right? I put it too close to the camera. So what I'll be doing is saying the topic first and then call upon one of you. And when I have to go, I just have to pick one out of this container here, and I won't know what, so it'll be just as a surprise to me. So I'm on a level playing field with you in table topics. So are you ready? Yes. 1, 2, 3. Drum roll, please. What's the perfect age? What's the perfect age, Mary Stanley? Also, that it's customary to say Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters. I said that. Most welcome guests, distinguished Toastmaster, if there's one in the room, which there is. And then you could begin, and that gives you a chance to think about what you're going to say. Did you hear me, Mary Stanley, or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, welcome everybody, Toastmasters, fellow, all that stuff. So, the perfect age. Every age is the perfect age. Every age has a little bit of a give and take. every age has attitude issues. Start out with babies. They're great because you stick them somewhere, they're going to stay. They don't talk back. They only cry most of the time when they need something or they want a little attention. Come the toddlers. They say the greatest things in the world that you can't just help but laugh at. Mispronounce words. They start to see that personality grow, but at the same time, they still have a little bit of a drawback where you start to see a little bit of the nose and the attitude. Next comes the elementary school, not quite big kid, but not quite little kid anymore phase. And that's where you really get to see the creative juices go and see them as a person and start to see who they're going to develop as little mini adults. That's also when they get to go away for a while between preschool, daycares, and regular school. And that's where you start having those grown-up conversations with them and start talking to them like you talk to anyone else. Next comes the teenage years, the hardest years because they have attitudes no matter what. But they're also, you get to see your hard work at play. These are the ones that start creating that independence and help you do things, but also you get to see all the great things that they're going to accomplish someday. And as you get older, you get into you graduate high school and you become independent. Semi, where you're either going to school or doing like what I did and join the military. So every age, all ages are great. They all have their gives and takes. It just depends on what age you're looking for. Thank you, Table Topics Master.
Wow, impressive. Thank you, Mary Stan. Let's give her a round of applause. If you have your video on, Sam, that would really help because it's not really a multitasking meeting. It's more like a video on microphone thing. But you could keep the microphone off and put your video on so we could see your haircut. All right, which I know is very sharp looking. We saw it in person at the Zaya Dore. Our next table topic is, this is a little bit of a long one. The other one was 4 words. This one.
Let
So
me
we get
explain,
Sam and
let me
lose
explain
Paul.
at this point, let me explain that Paul told me that he might be having computer problems. So I'm sure he's making every attempt to return. And in the meantime, I'll step in as a topic master.
If not,
This
I've
is,
got some that I set up with.
oh, that would be great. And I know that you had planned on being topics master. So yes, that would be great. Why don't you continue from here?
Okay. All right. Sam, if you could instantly become an expert at anything ridiculous, such as bubblegum blowing, sock folding, what would it be and why?
Did I miss something?
Rock and bubble gum and socks folding. I'm getting an echo. I don't know why. Um, I would say I don't know, both. It's a I have no idea what that is. I haven't even thought about it. These are like pre-teen stuff. Bubble gum blowing. I don't do that anymore. We're not in that age. Sock folding, yeah, why not? You got to fold your sock and keep it nice and tidy, and in order to pick it up and just wear it and go. I don't know what to talk about it. There's not much to talk about socks folding. I don't even fold my socks. I just throw it away into one of the bins and grab it from there. So this is more into a person that does a lot of house organizing, where concerns of keeping things nice and neat. That's not my territory. I don't fold my clothes. I just throw it in there, iron it, and wear it. I have no time or patience to do that because I focus more on business. So that topic really doesn't resonate with me. I have nothing to say.
I didn't hear what the topic was, but thanks for stepping in. If it was Mary or Ruth.
Oh, Paul,
Yeah.
when you went off the screen for a moment, Mary's picking up.
Yeah, can you mute him and you'll cure that echo, and then we could bring it back later. Go ahead, Ruth.
Paul, thank you. When you were off the screen for a few moments, Mary very kindly stepped up to be topics master.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
You want to continue, or you want me to pick up?
You can pick up.
Okay, great. I don't know if you heard that other previous topic, but what TV show are you ashamed to admit you regularly watch? Ruth Fieldbeck.
Thank you, Topics Master, and a good evening to all of the fellow Toastmasters, to our DTM with the group, and if any of us are guests. What TV show am I ashamed to admit that I regularly watch? Well, if it were a private audience conversation, I could tell you from many years ago. I don't have the attitude to have that recorded. I think today my secret desire or secret love that sometimes I like and sometimes I don't are British comedies. Britcoms, as they're commonly referred to. Some are very, I don't want to say racy, but just kind of very charged as far as some of the language that they use and the double entendres. I happen to be a fan of double entendres because it shows that we're thinking, that we enjoy vocabulary and humor. Sometimes I'm really glad that I watch the Britcoms rather than being ashamed because they show European humor and just how we're all throughout the world kind of interacting and how we have shared humor and shared interests. So I don't know if I'm ashamed all the time of it, but I enjoy it. And I also enjoy a wide variety of TV and other communications, anything from faith based to humor to adventure. Love animals. That's it for tonight. Thank you, Table Topics Master.
Just in the nick of time. All right, I'll stop that timer. And our next up, what color won't you wear no matter how great the outfit? Ruth Presley. You might have to unmute yourself first, and then you could do the pleasantry Toastmaster things.
Okay. I don't know why it wouldn't let me unmute. Mr. Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, recognizing the DTMs in the room, and most honored guests. I love color. And in my mind, I'm trying to think, what color would I not wear no matter how fabulous the outfit would be? And I think it might be that olive green that kind of reminds me of puke. I probably wouldn't wear that. It does. Other than that, yeah. But I might wear it if it has the proper accessories that could kind of cover how pukey the olive green is. And then you can wear anything with the proper attitude when you walk into the room. However, yeah, olive green, too pukey for me. I love bright colors like red and fuchsia, and I even like hunter green, even though that is a darker color. Maybe because green is the color of money. That's what I think. I love color. I would never wear olive green unless you bribe me. I can always be bribed. So, fellow Toastmasters, Mr. DTM, remember Ruth Presley is open for bribes. Back to you, Mr. Tabletop Master.
Open for bribes. Okay. I'm making a note of that. All right. Our next up is what's the last nice thing you bought for yourself? Who didn't go? Oh, let's do Sam, because I didn't hear the whole thing what you said about the socks. What's your last nice thing you bought for yourself, Sam?
I bought a portable air conditioning cooler soon after my AC went off 3 days ago. So it's just sitting in my living room, putting some ice on and turning it on, just like uh, caveman style Flintstone type of air conditioning unit to keep me cool. Fortunately, I got somebody in the morning to fix my old AC HVAC. Now it's running smoothly, so I turned the other one off, which kept me cool for the last couple of days. So that's the latest that I got. It arrived on my front door on Saturday morning within 48 hours of ordering it. So I'm kind of a happy customer.
And you just
And you
made it
just
to the
made it to the
green light.
green light.
So now,
And I would say Toastmasters and all the
most
pundits and
most
most
welcome guests.
distinguished guests.
Right.
I'm not really good at this stuff.
Hey, the first
Hey,
time
the
you
first
do
time
something,
you do something,
it takes practice. We were all like that when we started. You might have to unmute yourself. Yeah, mute yourself. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Thank you. All
I'm
right.
still like that, and this is like the fourth one I've been to, so don't feel bad.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. The whole point of table topics is to help people not to help them think on their feet, but not stumble on their feet. Impromptu speaking for 1 minute to 2 minutes, and with practice, it really will help business skills. It will help manager skills. It will help every skills. Our
Networking
next up,
skills.
networking skills. Yeah, that's another good
So
one.
for
Which I'm
the
going to say
September 4th meeting,
between the I actually yeah the September 4th meeting for those that are local, Ruth is going to send her private jet for Mary to come down to Florida, and she'll be like a special guest mystery shopper for us. We have 33 people signed up, and I think, but we'll give you guys practice and let you do a one-to-one after our table topics is done, and then we'll let you guys practice a speech for 6 minutes since you guys are all registered in the OMG community since your names are underlined, and we could click on our names and go to our profiles. All right, so our next table topic is what's the oldest item in your home? That's a dangerous question. What's the oldest item in my home? I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. Or I'm going to be on the street. I can't resist. It's probably being recorded too anyway. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. I should start the recording too so I don't go over, but basically I give a guesstimate to where the time is, so if I go over or under the time, I'll just stop before and I'll hold up the appropriate card so that we keep track during all parts of the meeting. But the oldest item in our home, I'd have to say, is this pen. How many, I mean, that's ridiculous, right? This pen is the oldest. How many of you have a box of pens? You don't get rid of pens. It's just, see how much ink is left in there? I mean, it'll last for a lot of applications for life insurance or Medicare, right? I mean, this pen that must have 500 pens in a shoebox. And then when you go to some event and there's always more promo pens and they want to give you their pen with their name and number on it. This one just says Bic. That's it. Nobody's name. So there's not even an advertisement on this pen. But this is a great, interesting technique. A prop online makes your speeches that much more compelling because without using a prop, we all kind of look like the same Brady Bunch. There's squares, we're in the middle of it, and we look like we're brothers and sisters on the Brady Bunch. So we have to stand out, and a prop I would definitely recommend to do that. I know I went past this. I'm somewhere at this. I have a few seconds left till I get to this. The fellow Toastmasters and the Distinguished Toastmaster, you guys, in order to get to Distinguished Toastmaster, you go through 2 pathways in Toastmasters. That's about 50 speeches and a whole bunch of impromptu talks, and then serving your district. Back to you, Table Topics Master. Hi, everybody. It's me again. All right. All right. So I was talking about the oldest thing in my house was a pen. All right. Our next table topic up. Yeah, we got some time. You guys need some more practice. What is your perfect Sunday? What's your perfect Sunday, Mary?
Thank you, Table Topics Master, Toastmaster, and fellow guests. I'm getting closer. My perfect Sunday is get up on time to go to church without looking like I got up 5 minutes before I went to church. My kids sleep in. My husband does everything he's supposed to do so that it's mom's sleep day. It's to catch up on all the sleep, all this stuff that I didn't do during the week, to just have me and family time. Also, the perfect Sunday is also where we are having no attitudes. We are all just getting along, having family time. But when you flip that a little bit more, the perfect Sunday is vanilla ice cream with strawberries, with strawberry juice, add a little bit of whipped cream, maybe some sprinkles, with a couple cut up bananas along it to begin with. So you've got the day Sunday and having family time, and you have the food Sunday, all enjoyed at the same time. Thank you, Table Topics Master.
All right. Thank you so much, Mary. And then I'll just remember to note the time, since I'm supposed to keep track of that also. Is there anything I'm not doing here? All right. So our next table topic is, what was the best TV sitcom ever, Ruth Fieldback?
Thank you, Table Topics Master. DTM, our fellow Toastmasters, and any guests. Favorite sitcom of all time. So many great sitcoms I've enjoyed over my life. American sitcoms, British situation comedies. Don't think I've seen any situation comedies, sitcoms as they're called for short, from any other countries, although that could be really interesting. And I'm very glad that we have had fellow Toastmasters or guests on here from other countries, including Guatemala. My favorite sitcom of all time, I'm going to say MASH for 3 reasons. First reason is I was probably about 16 at the time. My parents' wedding anniversary was in December. We had a big youth group event that I really wanted to go to. I was just coming out of being very painfully shy, so shy I probably couldn't have even gotten through a table topic at all online, which there didn't exist, or in person. I couldn't go because my brother decided that our wedding and our anniversary gift to our parents was taking them to see the movie MASH. Don't know if any of you remember the movie, especially the shower scene. I learned a lot, which my mom explained to me after watching the movie, and then just loved watching the show throughout all the years. The third reason why it was maybe my favorite of all time was because right after the last show or the last episode, when the show was completely over, a friend of mine and I took a very long drive. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
So those colors really do work. As soon as you put them up, people want to wrap up. All right, and people are dropping off like, well, I was going to say like flies, but then they're back. Maybe it's just the internet's crazy everywhere.
At least it's not taking the 10 minutes for people to get back on like it
Now,
was
I'm
before.
not used to giving you the controls. You still have the controls, right?
Yes, I do.
And does it say recording in the top right?
It does, yes. It
Okay,
tells
because
me
I
the
guess
time of
I just
recording.
thought that nobody else sees it just when it starts or when you come on. I thought that I would see a timer too, but I guess not. All right. So I'll get with you with that later. So our next table topic up before we get into our prepared speech section. Who would you pick as the sexiest celebrity of the year? And if you don't have a celebrity, maybe it's a business entrepreneur, but who would you pick as the sexiest celebrity of the year? Sam. Sam I am? Dr. Seuss, perhaps?
Sexiest celebrity of the year. Okay, table masters, toastmasters, and distinguished guests. I mean, it can be sexy in a different ways, different styles. I would say Ed O'Neill from Married with Children. You cannot beat that acting anywhere around. He acts more sexually when he needs it, and he acts more arrogant when he needs it. You probably have seen him with the Married with Children, the TV sitcom that has been prohibited to run on TVs these days because of what? Since too much of sentiment and emotional triggers. But that we all know that show we enjoyed back in the days, 80s and 90s, which were the good times. That is my most sexiest celebrity or actor figure and all arounder.
You made it to 1 minute. Let's
One
give a round
minute. Let's give
of
a
applause.
All right, thank you,
That is
Toastmasters,
that
Table
is
Masters.
we're gonna
All
work
we're gonna work.
we're gonna work on you
We're gonna
getting
work on you getting
10 minutes maximum
minutes
from the
maximum.
process.
All right, sounds good.
Go ahead and mute
Go ahead
yourself
and mute.
because I get an echo when we both talk at the same time for some reason, and it's on his end. Don't know what it is. But our next table topic is if you could live in the house from any movie, what would you choose, Mary?
If I could live in a house from any movie, it
The
would
Partridge Family? Am I reading your mind? No.
sort of. I can't think of the movie, but I love those old Southern farmhouses with the big house with lots of rooms upstairs and down, has the big wraparound porch with the entrance having like the little parlor mudroom off to the side. Out on the edge of the kitchen has a separate exterior kitchen for the summer, so you don't heat up your house. You can actually bake. It also has little areas to store nooks and crannies, storage units, but it also, when you look at it, the old farmhouses have that like a turret style. So you have that nice round room that you can sit and stare out 160 degrees. Perfect office room for me. But they have high ceilings. They have big rooms so that the kids can have their sensory room. We have a family room down in the basement and hide them all. I love the old plantation style houses with the big yard and the flower beds and gardens and all that stuff. That is the house I would live in. Thank you, Table Topics Master.
All right, and that'll be our last table topic for the evening. So give yourself a round of applause for participating in table topics. It's an impromptu session, and of course, the beginning of your speeches or an evaluator before he starts talking or in table topics, it could help you to think of what you're going to say also by doing those pleasantries, which are Toastmasters, most welcome guest, distinguished Toastmaster, if there's one here, which there is. Um, on that note, and of course, there's an advanced Toastmaster, Ruth Fieldback. She's been a Toastmaster of many years, so we're a good company. Thank you so much for joining us, too. And as an official member as well, Ruth as well. There's a link I'll put in the chat too if you haven't already. Oh, Mary did as well. She's an official member too.
Yay.
So if Sam wanted to after tonight, it's only $20 for the year to be a member of the club. But to take the DTM path or Distinguished Toastmaster path, or you can go as far as you want. It could be 10 more speeches or 15 or a whole path. And there's everything, something for everybody. But let's just vote and put whoever's name comes up in the chat the most, and I guess I could override it. So, like for instance, I mean here I'll just put Mary twice, and then I'll put Mary 3 times, and I'll put her that way. Looks like there's 4 different votes for Mary. So if you think that anybody else here deserves, I'll give you a hint too. As Mary did, she talked about another topic called age. And then Sam talked about socks. I didn't hear the whole speech when I got disconnected. And then Ruth talked about her TV show. Ruth Presley talked about her color of her outfit, did not want to wear the color olive green. And she mentioned the word puke about 16 different times. I've never in a meeting, but I'm proud that she said the word attitude. My mother hated the word puke, but maybe Mary in her household, her kids probably say it all day long, or maybe something worse.
Hey, I refer to our Army camel pants as puke green.
Okay, so there we go. And then Sam talked about his portable cooler. That was interesting. You might want to vote for him on that. So put like Sam's name like 10 more times in the chat if you want. I think I talked about my pen. If you really like my pen a lot, then put my name in there like 10 more times. Ruth Fieldback talked about, I just wrote 203.
I talked about my favorite sitcom.
Sitcom, yes. Right. I put 203. Like I thought that was the name.
And then the one that you're embarrassed to know about.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. And she did want to do that because we were being recorded, I think. And then Sam talked about his sexy celebrity, Ed O'Neill, and Married with Children, Mary's Farmhouse. So whoever you think is the best, we'll announce the winner at the end of the meeting. Now we're going to go into, now I'm just curious. I see like a bunch of stuff in the chat. So see what people put there. All right. So our next up is the prepared speeches. I'll just tell you how the timing parameters will go, and then we'll go right into our prepared speeches. We have at least 3 speeches we're going to hear tonight. We have 45 minutes, so we have time to do a good evaluation for all you guys and the 3 speeches as well. At 4 minutes, you'll see this green card. At 5 minutes, you'll see this yellow card. And at 6 minutes, you'll see this red card, of which you'll have 30 seconds to wrap it up. And a good speech or speaker has a good introduction. So in future meetings, I'm just trying to plant a seed now that I should know a little bit about the speaker so I can set themselves up for a really great speech. Since I've met all of you at prior meetings, I'm sure I could say just a little something about everybody. And then you could take it away on why and how you started your business and what your passion is. Because I know you don't have to prepare much to talk for 6 minutes because you're talking about your business probably every week, every day. So you could grow and expand your business. Our first speaker today, I should just do Russian roulette because you guys don't know who's first, second, or third. That's another thing probably we could do also, but I'll leave that for the general evaluator at the end of our meeting to evaluate how we're doing in our meeting as well. I think maybe I'll put the person on the spot and you'll start me. I'll talk about the person, then they'll know who it is, and then they'll be ready. So this next speaker loves the color purple. And because she loves the color purple so much, there's a certain website that markets for small business alignable. They love the color purple too. So if they get wind that you love the color purple, you're bound to be their mascot. So, maybe you should dress in purple, and I'll share it everywhere, and we could try to get you a job as a mascot for Alignable. I know you are looking for work. So we'll kind of see there. If you didn't figure it out by now, she's laughing. She's got a good sense of humor. She came to our Azalea Del Rey in-person event with 50 people registered. We had about 25 or so show up. We have 33 people on the roster so far, and we're looking for the September 4th to grow as well. And she's going to be our speaker, Ruth Fieldbeck, for September 4th. So, people in Southeast Florida, you'll get to see Ruth in person as well. And I bet she's going to give us a little taste of it today. So I'm setting the time for 4 to 6 minutes for Ruth Fieldbeck. Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, President Pro Tem Paul and DTM Paul. Thank you for guests and first-time attendees to our online demo club. You're in for a little treat and a little insight, and I hope to get your feedback. So anything at all that you want to write in the chat, please do, because I'm very comfortable, sort of, speaking here with all of you. And I want to be as comfortable speaking in front of the large or larger networking in-person group at Azalea. Sam, since you've been there, you have a feel for the people. Please feel welcome to add anything, enter anything into the chat. Or if you feel more comfortable, if you want to send me a message, or Paul, by all means, I'm looking for your feedback. I don't want to spoil anything, but like a good trailer, you'll get a taste of what I'm going to be speaking about. And yes, I do love the color purple, and I consider all of you very special, extra exemplary business people. Because business is an action, and in order to be a really successful business person, you have to put a lot of action, activity, planning, and so far into it. I'm giving you to have a little bit of fun, and I hope that you'll participate. An action song which keeps coming to mind, and it describes my life. September is my birthday month, so of course I'm thinking a lot about my life, since birthdays are celebrations of life. You may or may not have heard of the song, My Hat, It Has Three Corners. Please don't be concerned if you haven't. I'll walk you through it. My hat, it has three corners. Three corners has my life, has my hat, and had it not three corners, it would not be my hat. I would like each of you to unmute yourself at this point and watch carefully, because I'm going to walk you through some action steps. I want you to have some fun during this part. There are some actions which help to describe the words my hat, and some of the words don't have actions. But again, my hat, it has three, and somehow the elbow gets to be considered the corner. So my hat, it has three corners. Three corners has my hat, and had it not three corners, it would not be my hat. To give you some insight into why we're doing three corners and why this song continues to come back to me, the first corner is that I, throughout my entire life, have been an employee of many different businesses. And just to whet your appetite, for those of you who will be at the Azalea meeting, don't want to give it all away. So I'll tell you more about those businesses, those employers, on September 4th. The second corner is my current business, which has been a business for a while, and I just took it off of a dormant status. It's called Positively Representing You, and that is about representing each of my clients the way they want to be represented. It's your business, it's your choice. I'm representing you, and I think being positive is very important. So instead of having down dirty ads or destroying your competitor type ads, I'm trying to keep it positive. The third corner of my hat is being an end-of-life doula, helping someone who is transitioning into eternity, hopefully heaven. They need somebody to be with them. Nobody wants to leave this earth alone. So that's my role as an end-of-life doula. I've done it for family, for friends, and um, transitioning into doing it professionally. Let's go back to the song for a moment. Again, it's my hat. It has three corners. Three corners has my hat, and had it not three corners, it would not be my hat. Let's do a quick, you do the actions with me. We'll have a little bit of fun. My hat, it has three corners. That's your elbow. Three corners has my hat, and had it not three corners, it would not be my hat, and it certainly wouldn't be my current life. So thank you for joining me, and those of you who can, please join on the 4th. Thank you, Mr. Pro Temp.
Wow. Just give Ruth a round of applause, because in Toastmasters, you get the most applause here ever. I don't know if you get this kind of recognition at your jobs or your company or your business.
Nope.
But if you're not doing this kind of recognition, maybe perhaps it's time that if you're the boss, you should look in the mirror and say, let's start a recognition program. And if you don't have one, send your employees to BizMe's Toastmasters, and we'll be your recognition for them, and we'll make your employees happy so they stay there. This could be a team building exercise for your employees as well. Our next speaker up, let's do the, I guess, the polite thing to do. And maybe Ruth is reading my mind. Try not to give it away, but I guess I probably did by saying I'm being polite. This one here has gone through many challenges, whether it is similar challenges to a lot of us that are chosen the married path and have a spouse, and there's the someone who she's married. I'll put it that way. And so there's those challenges. Then there's we have kids challenge. And this one here I don't have any except for a dog, but I think she has at least 3. And maybe she has 6 or 5 or 10. For all I know, it sounds like she's got 10 kids in her, like she runs a schoolhouse on a farmhouse. Maybe that's why she needs to have her house be from her favorite sitcom. Well, this person here lives near a cornfield, and she loves podcasting and quite good at it. So let's hear why and how you started your business, Mary's Family.
Thank you. I do live talk radio, not podcasting. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters, advanced Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and honored guests. I want to take you back to a time, September 11th, 2001. I was in uniform like many others. I remember exactly when the first plane hit. The silence that followed was deafening. And in that moment, our country changed. The military changed. I changed. What carried me through those first days wasn't just training, but it was my attitude. The attitude that says, no matter what comes, I will stand, I will serve, I will endure. But what I didn't know back then was how much that attitude would be tested once I came home. When I came home, I carried more than memories. I carried anxiety, the kind that never clocks out. I knew how to wear the uniform. What no one ever prepared me for was how to take it off and still feel whole. Some nights my heart would pound like I was still in the combat zone. Other days I felt like I had a smile and keep the right attitude. Strong on the outside even when I was crumbling on the inside. Like so many veterans, I hid my struggles because admitting them was like failure. And keeping up that good attitude, it almost broke me. And then life handed me a new mission, raising 2 autistic children. My son, who's creative and mischievous, sees the world in pictures. He'll draw an entire universe, but figurative language leaves him puzzled. My daughter, who's sensitive and artistic, sometimes looks at me and says, Mom, my brain is just busy. Those 4 words sum up what overwhelm feels like. They are bright, beautiful, and unique, but the world doesn't always see them that way. And I'll be honest, balancing my anxiety with their needs tested me more than any deployment ever did. But here's the lesson I've learned. Our kids don't need us to be perfect. They need us to show them what it is and looks like to face struggles with the right attitude, persistence, patience, and love. And that's how Supportive Minds was born. I realized something powerful. Veterans and families like mine don't need to be fixed. We need tools. We need community, and most of all, we need hope. At Supportive Minds, we help veterans reset their nervous system, help families create sensory toolkits so meltdowns don't control the household. We give spouses permission to drop the mask and say, I'm not okay. And every step of that way, we teach that healing is not about perfection. It's about attitude. The attitude to go back and get back up after falling. The attitude to say, I will not let trauma or autism or anxiety define me. I will define myself. And today I'm proud to announce that Supportive Minds has partnered with the Military News Network. This partnership is about reaching veterans and families with the message I wish I had heard. You are not broken, you are not forgotten, and you are not alone. We'll amplify voices, share strategies, and highlight stories of resilience. We'll show the world that attitude matters, not just in uniform, but in everyday life, in family struggles, and in the healing journey. My journey from 9/11 to anxiety to raising autistic children has taught me one thing. Struggle does not equal weakness. It is an opportunity to choose our attitudes. Supportive Minds started with my story. Today, through Military News Network and other organizations, it's becoming our story. A story of veterans, of families, of children and spouses. A story of healing, resilience, and yes, of course, attitude. And there's one message I want you to carry with you tonight. It's this. We don't always get to choose our battles, but we always get to choose our attitude in the fight. Thank you, Table Topics Master.
Table Topics Master?
Mary, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm super happy for you.
Ruth, I think I'm doing your job. I mean, Ruth, for you, because
yes, sir.
We went from table topics, and then now I'm introducing the speakers, but the person that's supposed to do that is the Toastmaster of the evening. But I'm helping Ruth out.
I could take over, and we could change hats.
Yeah, because there's one more speaker left anyway, so you probably know a thing or two about me. And you want me to give you the title of my speech?
Yes, what's the title of your speech?
The title of the speech is, How Did I Train to Do My Job? And then you could ad-lib what you know about me. You got me into this Toastmaster thing back in 2014.
Yes. Now we're still continuing to guess who is going to be the next speaker. But we know it's going to be Paul Finkelstein. Paul is going to tell us how he, what's the title of your speech? How he got started.
How did I train for my job? How did I train for my job?
How he trained for his job. The suspense here is which job, because Paul has also worn many hats. He also has the oldest thing in his house is his dog Lucky, who is the perfect age for a dog. Please help me welcome with a nice round of applause for Paul Finkelstein. Bring him on the stage.
Okay, here he is. Hi, everybody. When you're multitasking, you haven't multitasked yet until you've done every role in Toastmasters in a single meeting.
You're doing great. Carry on.
Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and distinguished Toastmaster, here he is. How did I train for my job that is the most important job that I think we all need to pay attention to, and that's what to do with your money, how to make your money grow, where to put your money, whether it's a retirement account or not a retirement account, but all these things. There are people that have trained to be a certified financial planner, and they went through all these schoolings, and it's at least a year program, and it's 5 different classes that are like it feels like a semester, but about 13 weeks or so. That's maybe a little less, maybe it's quarterly. Maybe that's a semester. So but about 13 weeks in 5 different areas. One is investments, one is taxation, one is insurance, and some other areas. I can mention a whole bunch of other areas, but then it might be buzzwords that people that are outside the industry would have no idea what it is, especially if I got into some people learned about their job about money from being a certified financial analyst, or maybe somebody went to a bank and they learned how to count the money. I mean, that's where the bank robbers go, is the banks, because that's where the money is. Maybe the money actually isn't at the banks, but it's where the small businesses are in America, is where the money is all the businesses. And if you know a business that is looking to hire, I recommend maybe they talk to our Toastmaster of the evening, Ruth Fieldbeck. She would be a hot catch for your business, especially she loves marketing in her business. What positive name for a business than positively representing you? But Paul learned to manage money by starting off by being on the soccer team at high school. I didn't go to Harvard or some fancy school like Wharton. I went to St. Thomas Aquinas College, though. So I was around some nuns. I was around some people that had good morals and ethics, I suppose. I was around people on the collegiate level. I did go to school for photography at the same time. So I have a lot of different diverse experiences that brought me to where I am today. A lot of what pulled all of these things together is that I had a strong mother that said that you're going to go to college and you're going to get a lot of accounting courses to take, so I could learn business and not just the arts in college. That being said, don't say that college has to be your answer to be an expert on what you do, because I certainly think that it doesn't have to be. There are so many trades where you could learn to be the best that you are without those degrees. I think that on a resume, if you're interviewing somewhere and they're requiring a degree, there are lots of life experiences where you have so much better qualities than just that piece of paper. I have to multitask and hold up this card, but I still have some time left because we do allow for our speakers, if you have a business and you want to talk, 6 minutes and 30 seconds to wrap it up. Going on from there, though, my mother had the sense to enroll me in a Dale Carnegie class. And a Dale Carnegie class was because Paul did not like to talk to people. He had to go, and he was an introvert. Now, I think you still get some of those same tendencies on your original Myers-Briggs exam or test, whether you're outgoing or not. But the Dale Carnegie class really did help in the 13-week program on how Paul broke out of his shell. But that didn't get me still comfortable on even a live talk show or a podcast or being on TV, which I did get a chance to do. 5 o'clock in the morning, one person was listening. I could not escape friends, even at 5 o'clock in the morning. But that was before Toastmasters. I highly recommend, though, Dale Carnegie and Toastmasters International, as we are producing here today. And Toastmasters was part of my journey, what makes me a better communicator and a better business person in the financial field. So if you're looking for somebody who has diverse talents and leadership skills and can listen and answer the phone or call you back in a timely manner, and Toastmasters teaches you all about time management. So if you have employees that need to spruce up on that, that Toastmasters is wonderful for that. These are qualities that are beyond the math skills. I mean, I could talk up and down like crazy that if you know people that are not math people, you need to tell them to call me. But this isn't really about a pitch, because if you called 1,000 financial advisors, they're all going to say the same thing. But what makes them different? What is their unique selling proposition? And mine is these skills like Toastmasters International, Dale Carnegie, and soccer skills, and what you get from teamwork and being on a sports team. It is about 6 minutes and 23 seconds, so I'm just before my cutoff time. I'm going to stop the clock now. But I guess if I stop the clock, that means I have to stop speaking. Now, when you start Toastmasters, you don't want to stop. So I guess that's that disclaimer. If you're shy and you don't talk a lot on YouTube, there's hope. But you might not stop talking. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Ruth Fieldbeck.
Excellent speeches. Thank you, everybody. Mr. Timer, did everybody qualify?
Well, it's not just everybody qualified, because everybody qualified when you do the speeches. It's just a matter of, I'm going to tell the time when the general evaluator comes on for the speech times, so all the speakers know where they were. But I will, everybody was within 6 minutes, basically, for all their speeches.
Okay, so
Here we
if
go.
we'll return to the chat and enter your favorite speaker, then we'll be able to give that information to at the end of the meeting.
Could you nominate yourself?
I think so.
Okay. I do think that Mary was excellent too, and Ruth was really good also. I'm going to nominate her a few times. What happens next?
The next segment is the general evaluator. Who is our general evaluator for tonight? Paul, would you please tell us the purpose of the evaluation section and the timing?
Absolutely. The purpose of the evaluation section is to evaluate the meeting overall, so I don't have to pass out. Well, pass out, is just never say at a public speaking club. But I don't have to distribute a flyer and tell you to fill this out and evaluate. I think that orally you will hear a general evaluator say what happened in our meeting and what could be improved upon. We could always improve upon the technology. Maybe if somebody's used to Zoom or Teams, they work differently than the Skylarverse. Maybe they're not used to that. You could hit refresh a dozen times and come back in. Or I put my laptop on airplane mode and then took it off airplane mode, and that made my Wi-Fi like a lot better. Like resetting your phone and putting it onto airplane mode sometimes is a good way to clear your Wi-Fi. I don't know how it does it, but it did it. I put my laptop on Wi-Fi on airplane mode and put it back on Wi-Fi, and it cleared it. So maybe a tech person could tell me why it fixed it. And I'm glad that I'm still able to still be in the meeting. And I had a backup. I had Ruth as the organizer controls. So I think technology is the one thing that I would address, and just interest of time with 20 minutes to spare in our meeting. I'm going to go to our evaluations, and I think I'm going to impromptu or voluntold have Ruth give a 2 to 3 minute evaluation, which is, hold on a second. I dropped my piece of paper on the floor. 2 minutes, you'll see the green, and at 2.5 minutes, you'll see this yellow, Ruth, and at 3 minutes, you'll see the red. So that's 2 to 3 minute evaluation for Mary Stanley's speech. And I bring up Ruth Fieldback to begin telling us how Mary did in the Oreo cookie method. I told people in my texts and emails today that the evaluations are the Oreo cookie method or sandwich method, and you could Google that too, Oreo cookie method, Toastmasters, on evaluations. And it's really great managerial approach to start on a high note, say 2 or 3, even 4 things on what Mary did really well, especially with what goes on in her family and the topic of her speech. She could use all the recognition in the world, I think. And then give her like one tip to improve, just one. You don't have to give her 50 things she did wrong, because we want her to come back and we want her to be enthusiastic after her speech. And then end on a high note and give her 2 or 3 things that she did well again. And then we'll applaud, so she'll get even more applause, and then she'll really want to come back. So go ahead, Ruth Fieldback.
Mary, excellent speech. I always enjoy hearing you speak. I always learn from you. And at some point, I'm going to really remember that the name of your business is Supportive Minds. So I do want to be as supportive of your business as I can be, one business leader or owner to another. I highly commend you and your business. I'm very excited that you spoke about September 11th and that you shared some insight about what it was like for you being in the military and then coming back home. I especially like your use of contrasting vocabulary. You said something to the intent that it was easy for you to put your uniform on, and then you contrasted that with saying that it was harder to take it off. I like vocabulary and excellent phrases. We don't in Toastmasters so much focus on content, but the use of vocabulary is important because it keeps your listeners listening. And for those people who also enjoy words, it keeps them really attentive to hear what else that you might contrast. Think you had, and I took some notes, which is also helpful as being the evaluator. I think you also gave a contrast, which I might have liked to have heard just a little bit more about. We could talk about it offline as well. Difference between podcasts and live broadcasting, radio, however use that words. And I think it's important. You're always very polite and kind, courteous. I think it's important to make sure that the information that is said about us is correct. So you did a great job guiding the Toastmaster in introduction of you before your speech. It is also if we have an idea, and by now I think we have an idea that we're going to be called upon. So, speaking to myself as well, and anyone else who's listening to this recording, we can start writing introductions, which helps the Toastmaster the meeting as well. I'm very excited for your partnership. I think you said it's with Military News. What I might have done is to use a pause, and I pause there just as a demonstration, to use a pause or slightly quieter voice, like a hush, like we're anticipating. And this is great. I'm going to be thinking about you probably all week for this excitement. You could also have kind of played and said, drum roll, please. Bring your audience a little bit more into it. I hope, especially with you being a veteran and your family being a military family, that as we move towards September 11th, 2025, that even though it's a very tragic time to remember, that there's peace and comfort and even joy with your family as we move towards that. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Excellent. And our next evaluator will be Mary evaluating Ruth. The pressure. You can start with the intros and that'll help you. think.
That's what I'm trying to remember.
Toastmaster. Oh, wait, general evaluator, most welcome guests, and distinguished
TM.
Toastmaster.
Oh, general
Distinguished.
evaluator. Yeah. You got it. Toastmaster for Ruth, general evaluator for me, most welcome guest for all of us, and distinguished Toastmaster for me, and then your stuff. In 2 to 3
Welcome everybody with an acronym.
Okie doke.
Thank you for your hard work to get where you are. And guess. Acronyms are hard for me. Because my mind has to remember that the civilian acronyms, not military acronyms. Ruth,
Yeah.
I loved your talk about all the different things you're doing and all the different aspects. My favorite part of what you did was trying to bring the audience in with the 3-point hat. The one thing I would adjust just a little bit more is call out the audience by name, since it's a small group. So that way we really look and turn mics on and really feel included, not just waiting for someone to do it. You adding in the parts of the doula and explain why that 3-point hat song was so important. I never thought of it the way that you brought it up for how your business operates. That was a really neat way of doing that. You're very good with words and how to use what you say without filler words and all the other pieces and just keep going. Sorry, my allergies are kicking in. You're just fun to listen to. When you talk with the pitch, the tones, all that stuff, it keeps you engaged and wanting to keep listening to and waiting for more. I'd love to hear more. And I know you did it on another tabletop topic speech, but hear more about the doula part and not just throw it in at the end. That was because I love what you do with that whole concept. Because there's so many multifaceted parts of you. And the other thing is you've got an attitude. Keep going with it. Thank you. Some acronym, some title. Paul.
Let's give her a round of applause, Mary. We're
I will get it right eventually.
Ruth, tell her what you are. You're Toastmaster, right? Say Toastmaster.
For tonight, I'm Toastmaster. Toastmaster of the meeting.
Evaluator, and then you're all most welcome guests, and then I am distinguished Toastmaster, and then you are all great people.
We are Toastmasters.
And Toastmasters. So Ruth,
paid our $20 for the right to say we're Toastmasters.
For your money's worth, being a club member, Ruth, you get to evaluate me in 2 to 3 minutes.
Thank you. And Mary, if you have anything to add, do them. Paul, I thought your speech was excellent. Knowing you for several years, I never knew what got you where you are. So I thought that was great. And I liked your points of emphasis as well. You did a really good job holding up your fingers. Can you see? Holding up your fingers. And you kind of went like this a little bit too. You were kind of like moving your hand, not quite in a complete circle, but there was some gesture in addition to your fingers. I like that. Catches my attention. I'm either like all in and all listening, or I'm sleeping, which has led to some embarrassing times at different places. So use your body, and you definitely use your tone of voice, your pitch, your humor. You keep me laughing a lot, which is great. Hopefully, it's not out of line with a meeting, but a meeting like ours, it really should be fun. I feel like we've gotten to know each other pretty well, and you've done a great job for that. I took notes, so I'm just going to use them. I don't usually like to read from notes. I like to keep it here in my mind, but I'm going back to my notes. You did I want to thank you because you gave me a nice shout out during your speech. And right now, I really need that. So thank you. That was very, very helpful. I want you to put your pen down when you're speaking, especially because you use your hands so much. It's just kind of a little distracting and leaves me, maybe other audience members, what are you doing with your pen? What are you going to do with your pen? It doesn't
You want to
really
know?
it doesn't really enhance the point that you're making. So kind of like Michelangelo, whatever isn't making the picture which you want us to see, put it down. I can do that myself, learn from myself as well when I'm saying to not be jerky. The hands don't need to go all over. They want to be finely tuned points of emphasis. That is everything I wrote down for you. You did great, and I'm looking forward to your next speech. Thank you, Mr. Many Hats.
Many hats. Mr. Many hats. Oh, round of applause. Thank you so much, Ruth. Everybody gets a round of applause. Great. Even Mary, give her extra round of applause. Thank you. My wife's applauding in the background. All right.
Oh, one more thing. I forgot to write this down.
One more thing.
I heard a little chain that
Wait,
sounded
there's
like it
more.
might have been Lucky. Lucky might have been in your room. Lucky's his dog might have been in the room, and it sounded like Lucky was your audience too.
Yeah, that's lucky, all right.
He's a good
That,
boy.
that was his paws. Little,
Yeah,
little tiny, little tiny Shih Tzu paws. You heard them all the way over there.
yes, I did. Mary, I don't know
Mm,
if you heard them or if you
You
heard
just
like
A
a
little
little
bit.
something.
they're very silent. Yeah. So our next up is to vote. So everybody put everybody's name in the chat. Okay, great. So I think that Mary, Ruth, Paul, I think we should just have all of us on one certificate. What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for me.
Okay, great.
Works for me.
Okay. On that note, I think it was a great meeting. We're 5 minutes to spare. We started on time. We ended on time. And I do have to call the reports, the tag reports, that the general evaluator gets the honor of calling on those reports. So for our counter, I thought we were going to be perfect and we're all business people, but then sometimes when we invite somebody and they have an accent, maybe Sam is from New York or from somewhere else, um, and there's a translation from English as a second language kind of thing. I don't know for sure, but I noticed him say a couple of times, and then we didn't hear it for a while, and I thought Mary was really great with her live talk show, but I heard her say for the first time in 6 months. So, and I'm just saying and so and like in the last 2 minutes. Either way, we're all human and we're all not perfect except for my wife. But you
Only
guys are,
because she's standing right behind you.
yeah, but you guys are all
Dinner
perfect too.
time.
You're standing in front of me. So I'm going to skip to the
Ron?
grammarian, the word grammarian, because we were mostly good, and it looks like Ron got here just in the nick of time for us to end. But we have a few more things to do, and maybe he has some announcements. So, the word grammarian, there was a couple of the choice of the use of the languages here. I think one of my favorite ones, well, I'll say that we did say the word attitude a lot during this meeting. And that was the word of the day. And Mary said it, and Ruth said it, and I said it, and even Ruth Presley said it before her internet conked out. And Sam said it, I think, as well. So we all are going with business Toastmasters with attitude. Although there's some nice words here. One of our speakers said the word puke about 14 different times. I didn't think that was allowed. My mother said I shouldn't do it, but
I was so tempted because my army clothes are sitting right over on the other side of my office. I was so tempted to grab and hang them up, hold them up, and she's saying puke.
Yeah, right. So I appreciated it. So thank you, Ruth Presley. If you hear this later, she probably won't make it to that much into the recording. And then my brain is just busy. Thank your daughter for saying, or maybe you say it too. My brain is just busy. Maybe we all have moments of that too. Then there was a couple other choice phrases that I jotted down. Looking through my notes, and I'm not coming up. Those are the things that stood out. And then next, after the Mary and the odd counter, was the timer. So everybody qualified for their table topics and their evaluation, and all the speakers were within that 4 to 6 minute time period. So at the conclusion of our meeting, I'll turn over as general evaluator back to our Toastmaster, where he'll give out the awards for the best table topic. You could tell us, you could overrule us, or you could say who it was, and the evaluations too. Give us the awards and who your favorite speaker was, Ruth. And then you could bring us back to the club president and go over the roles for next week.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I am looking at the comment entries for the best table topic speaker. Mary won, hands down. And for best new attendee, it was Sam. For the speech, looks like it was close, but I'm going to go with Paul. And for the best evaluator, I'm going to say Mary, because Mary definitely gave me encouragement to continue to work on my speech for September 4th. General Evaluator, is there anything else you asked me to do?
Just introduce the club president.
Oh, Mr. Pro Temp Club President, Paul Finkelstein.
All right, thank you. It's good to multitask and be the everything role. And now I'll turn over the meeting to our Vice President of Education, which is a role in a typical Toastmaster club as well. The Vice President of Education will go over the roles for next week. So, Ruth, you want to be Toastmaster again? And Mary, do you want to be Table Topics? And then we could adjourn the meeting.
Yes, that would be fun.
Sure.
Okay, fantastic.
And Mary, again, thank you for stepping up for filling in when Paul was momentarily.
If you do those two roles, then I'll do the helper roles. And then we just have to have a few guests who are business people that could introduce the Toastmaster way of business coaching and communication, public speaking skills, confidence, and leadership, all those things. It's not just public speaking. There are many people out there that I guess it's not a big household name, even though there are hundreds of thousands of people that have gone through Toastmasters. There are still people that have no clue, they're under a rock. So thank you guys all for coming. We do have a guest here, Ron, but he's not new to Toastmasters. Although I do want to make a little point reference that you might see a picture here of, it looks like guys in suits, but there is some women there in those suits. But the main reason why this image is there is because they're all clapping their hands. And the image that I want you guys to walk away with is that you will always get applause and recognition in a Toastmaster meeting here or any Toastmaster meeting in 149 countries and online. So Biz Meets Toastmasters, great meeting. And it's 7:01. It's time for dinner, but I guess we could, Ruth, if you'd like to, hit that stop, hit the record button to stop the recording, and it'll automatically.
Paul and Sarah, the real couple that cares about your Medicare, says that Tony from trcvoiceovers.com is awesome. If you want the best voice on the planet for any Audible project, don't hesitate to reach out to him at Tony@trcvoiceovers.com.